And hello everybody, welcome to another great day of SSL Soccer. My name is Zenlos and I am actually flying solo tonight, but we are here for another great day of Division 2 football. It's my first cast on the season. It's always a great, exciting time. I hope you're all having a great day. We have some great games on the docket today. We'll be starting off with Reykjavik versus Accra. And then we have Seoul versus Paris, Buenos Aires versus Romana, and Laos versus Montreal. So, it's shaping up to be a fantastic day of football. We're going to be getting started here with Reykjavik versus Accra. Reykjavik currently has 1 point and is at -1 goal differential. And Accra is sitting at 2 points with a +0 goal differential based off of 2 draws to start the season. Reykjavik has 1 draw and 1 loss. So, I don't know about you. I hope you're ready. I'm ready. Let's get into it. Let's play some football. Here we go. Reykjavik coming out in the black and green. Accra coming out in the white. I love their uniforms. They're so good. Reykjavik coming out in, oh boy, someone's going to chastise me. So this looks like a 4-4-2. Accra coming out, I'm going to say it's an asymmetrical 5. I didn't catch that. So here we go. We're here in the 16th minute. Here's Druid having his ball picked off by Akinfenwa up to Hall. Hall going forward, kicks it wide. Excuse me. Accra coming out in an asymmetrical 5-1-3-1. I'm sure someone will correct me on that. Larak taking the ball out, goes deep to Druid across the field. Looked like he was looking for Rigmarole, but can't quite find him. Silver Druid currently our Division 2 leader in distance run at 31.6 kilometers. And we have O'Rourke going forward. O'Rourke challenged by Yelwin over to Rigmarole, taking it up the side, trying to get past Letitia. Going to be tripped by Letitia. Gets over the hall to Zaid. Over to Manone. And then Rigmarole can make the interception, but then it's going to be blocked. Headed by Corleone. Back to Ladiver. Ladiver going forward to Pop-Tart. Over to Zaid. Over the O'Rourke. Fires! It's off the post! And that's going to be cleared out by Coleman. That'll be a corner kick. So here's Hall to take the corner. Hall over the middle. Headed away by Coleman. It's going to be recovered by Hall. Hall going over to Scarpetta, going to Akinfenwa. He's going to go over to the other side of Ladiver. A lot less people on that side, but it's going to be intercepted by Cat. Just has his pocket picked. And we have Larock taking the goal kick out, going all the way down the field. Looked like they were looking for Corleone, can't quite find them. O'Rourke taking the ball back up. And Reykjavik back on the offensive. Here's Zaid looking for a rock. Fire! Saved by the rock. And time is starting to fly by here in this first half. 38th minute now. Letitia playing injured. Looking for Manon. Can't find him. We're going to get Scarpetta over to Akinfenwa. Back up to Letitia. Akinfenwa. Hall. Manon. Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart to Hall. Looking for an open space, but there's too many Accra people on the way. Here's Scarpetta to Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart goes back to Scarpetta. We're just doing all this action in the box. It's going to be blocked by Coleman. Challenged by Druid. Swift taking it to midfield. Looking for Selic up front. It's going to be headed, but saved by Lua. So here we are, 40th minute now. Coleman. Swift back forward to Coleman. Coleman going forward with the long cross. Lua with the risky jump to snatch it out of the air, but wins the battle for it. Here's Ladiver going over to Letitia. Forward to Hall, back to Letitia. Letitia going, bringing it across midfield to Manon. Manon looking for O'Rourke, but it's going to be intercepted by Yellen, but Scarpetta will get it back. And the Rock stops Zayed from getting an open shot. The action continues here. Here's Pop-Tart. Intercepted by Coleman, taking it forward to Swift. Swift going forward, looked for Selic, but can't find him. We find Ladiver. Over to Hall. Hall taking it up the field, being pursued by Whittington. Here's Letitia. Manon. Over to Zayed. To O'Rourke. Pop-Tart fires over the net. And that'll be a goal kick. Only 1 minute of stoppage time, and we are here at halftime. It is presently a 0-0 draw at the half. Currently, Reykjavik leads the shots 8-2, 1 on target to Accra 0, XG 0.73 to 0.04. A lot of off-target shots for Reykjavik, though. 6 out of 8 off-target. Not really as many set pieces for Accra. No corner kicks, 2 free kicks, compared to 4 corners and 4 free kicks for 8 set pieces for Reykjavik. So the scoreboard is tied, but Reykjavik leads in a lot of aspects. But they got it. If they want to take that lead and actually have it mean something and convert the points, they're going to have to put a ball in the back of the net. Accra, on their side, needs to be a little more aggressive with the ball. Needs to be a little more aggressive about getting it forward, getting some shots on goal. We don't need to worry about a goal just yet. There's still 45 minutes left to play. But we need to, get attacking. Tyler Swift coming out of the game for Nathan Bell for Accra. It looks like Reykjavik will stay the same. Here's Ladiver going forward to Hall. Looked for O'Rourke, but doesn't get it far enough, but it's recovered by Letitia. Letitia taking it to the edge of the box. Passes it to Hall, who's going to be tripped outside the box, and that's going to be a free kick. Druid doesn't look like he got the L. Here's Letitia to take the free kick. Fires. It's blocked by Larock out of bounds, and we're going to have a corner. And here's Hall to take the corner. Hall over the middle, headed away by Freddie, who was ready for it. Here's Ladiver. Nope. 48th minute now. Letitia with the throw-in to Zayed over the Hall, looking to try to set up Letitia, but it goes a little bit too far. Here's Kat going all the way back to Larock, and that's going to go deep, looking for Selic, and they find him. Selic heads it back to Bell. Bell taking it up the sideline, trying to beat Pop-Tart, can't quite beat him. Passes it back to Corleone, over to Druid. Up to Kat. Kat with only Letitia to beat, gets it to Druid. Druid fires. It's going to be blocked. It's going to be volleyball set away by Lua. Kept in bounds. Manon. Oh, that's that. So. Oh boy. Here is Larock. Going deep again, looking for Selic again. It's going to be headed forward by Selic, but recovered by Scarpetta. 57th minute. Here's Ladiver going over to Scarpetta. Back to Ladiver. Ladiver goes deep across the middle. Looked like he was looking for Zayed, but can't quite find him. Gets recovered by Kat. Gets it forward to Rigmarole. Rigmarole passes back to Whittington, who goes forward towards the box to Bell. Bell has to beat Scarpetta. Can't beat. Gets the Druid. Lua with the very close save. 61st minute now. The only thing on the score sheet, 2 yellow cards for Accra. Laroc going deep as Laroc likes to do. Gets it to Bell. Over to Coleman, going forward, looking for Selic. Can't find Selic. It's going to be intercepted. Headed away, recovered by Manone. Here's Pop-Tart going forward to O'Rourke. We still have a 0-0 draw on the board. Pop-Tart going back to Hall. Hall fires into row C. There in the crowd. Laroc with the goal kick out. But it's going to be recovered by Reykjavik. Over to O'Rourke. O'Rourke has to beat Coleman. Back to Scarpetta. Scarpetta goes back to Scarpetta. There's 2 Scarpettas. That threw me off. I'm not going to lie to you. Manone, I thought I was going crazy for a second. To Letizia, to Hall. They're inside the box now. Back outside the box. Akinfenwa headed away by Corleone, who blocks it. Selic looking for Bell, but Scarpetta outruns them. Here's Whittington to Corleone, intercepted by Akinfenwa over the Hall. Hall gets it over to Zayed. Zayed back to Hall. Zayed looking for an open shot all the way at the back line. Gets back to Letizia over the Hall. We're back in the box. Here's Zayed over the Hall. Back to Letizia. We're playing a little bit of triangle strategy here. Scarpetta fires to the left of the goal. And we are still tied at 0. Here's Selic heading it forward. Heads it a little too far forward. It ends up being recovered by Ladiver. Gets it up to Hall. Over to Manone. Manone with Pop-Tart. Open shot. What a save by Laroc. Luke Laroc with a diving save that saved an almost certain goal. Here's Akinfenwa going back to Scarpetta, the Pop-Tart, up to Manone. Manone to O'Rourke, back to Zayed. Over to Pop-Tart again. Here's Hall. Hall has an open shot. Tries to chip it. It's off the post. That's the second post hit for Reykjavik. Cat clears it out. We have a throw-in. Here's Letizia looking for a cross over the middle. It's headed away by Coleman. Back to Hall. Over to Letizia. To Ladiver. To Akinfenwa. Pop-Tart. Hall. And it's just going to be kicked away by Whittington, who just kind of says, may I have this dance with the ball? May I cut in? And just kicks it out, but it's recovered again by Reykjavik. Reykjavik on the attack again. Zayed forward to Pop-Tart to O'Rourke. That one's into row E this time. That's a goal kick. We hit the 71st minute. So it's cleared out. It's going to be recovered by Reykjavik over by Scarpetta. Scarpetta going forward, looking for O'Rourke. Yelwin passes it back to Laroc after intercepting the pass, headed back by Scarpetta. Druid with the recovery, but has his pocket picked by Akinfenwa. Gets it back to Ladiver. None of these defenses want to surrender an inch here. Here's Manone to Hall, to Zayed, forward to O'Rourke. Fires, and that's it! Lachlan O'Rourke finally converts the opportunity in the 72nd minute. And it's 1-0 Reykjavik. You give them enough chances, eventually they will convert one. Zayed with a fantastic pass up to O'Rourke, who beats Yelwin, beats Laroc, buries it in the back of the net. And now we have a 1-0 lead. So Reykjavik, that's going to be a free kick. We're going to have a yellow card for Yelwin. And here we go, Letizia to take the free. Headed, Laroc gets his hands on it. O'Rourke keeps it inbounds. Letizia trying for over the middle again, doesn't get it. And now Accra needs to make something happen. They're running out of time. They got about 12 minutes to get a goal in the back of the net to equalize this game, to at least salvage a point. Here's Hall going forward. Akinfenwa up to Manone. Reykjavik is just playing very aggressive, suffocating football. Laroc takes it all the way out. Look for Selic, overshot. It's going to go from Scarpetta to Pop-Tart to Akinfenwa. And now we're going to slow down play a little bit. Try to waste some time. Here's Hall going forward to O'Rourke. O'Rourke saved by Laroc. Here's Cat to take the throw in here in the 82nd minute. Gets it out to Druid to Whittington. Back to Cat. Over the middle is looking for Selic, but it's going to be headed away. Whittington with the recovery. Here's Coleman, who's got a little bit of open room. Look for rigmarole, but headed by Letitia, blocked by Lua. That'll be a corner kick. Very important corner here. 83rd minute, like I said, time is running out. Over the middle, look for Selic, but Lua will just snatch it right out of the air. Gonna hold on to it, take a minute, breathe, roll it out to Ladiver. Ladiver gonna take it up the pitch to Hall, to Letitia. Letitia over to Manon, to Zayed. Back to Akinfenwa to Ladiver. Ladiver going forward to Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart taking it back to Akinfenwa, going forward to Manon. Manon going forward to Hall, to Zayed, up to Hall. Hall's got open space in front of him, fires, and it's off the side netting. And here we go, we're in the 88th minute now. 88th minute, Scarpetta to Ladiver. Feels like every time we've checked in on this game, it has been Reykjavik with the ball, doing something. Zayed taking it all the way to the back line, looks for the crossover to Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart with the header, but it's going to be blocked. Kicked away by Yellens, recovered by Selic. Selic challenged by Scarpetta. That's going to be a free kick. Oh, I'm sorry, a throw-in. Excuse me. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Here we go. We're in the 90th minute. Akinfenwa gets it back to Scarpetta. Scarpetta goes forward to Scarpetta. Scarpetta taking it up. Here's up to Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart with the crossover to Overrock. Overrock open man and tries to chip it, but chips it into the crowd. And then we have Hall going forward. Zayed can't keep it in bounds. We're going to have a goal kick. And now here we are in what is potentially the final minute of the game. Larock going deep out, trying to find Selic. Finds Rigmarole with the header, but heads it back to Reykjavik. Good challenge by Whittington. Gets it over to Corleone. Corleone over to Coleman. Coleman up to Bell. They have to show some initiative here. They have to show some aggression. They have to show that they are knowing of how little time is left. Here's Zayed to Letitia, to Hall, to Manon. Forward, saved by Larock. You only got 15 seconds. You got to clear that out quickly. It's going to be headed away by Ladiver. To Manon, to Zayed. Forward, looking for a rook. It's going to be taken by Larock, who dives for it. 91:59, 92 minutes, and that's it. We're going to blow the whistle. That's the end of the match. Reykjavik wins 1-0 over Accra. A very exciting game, getting their first win of the season. It's going to put them up to 4 points with a 0 goal differential. Accra will stay at 2 points with a -1. And you look at all those game scores. Holy Diver was the player of the match. 8.4 game score. And then we had O'Rourke with the goal. Zayed with the assist. They got 8.3 and 8.1. Lots of good people on there. Accra, unfortunately, did not have as great of a game. They did have some good performances by Luke Larock, who put up a 7.1 performance. Made a lot of key saves, just unfortunately had that one beat him. Whittington also putting up a rating of above 7 with a 7.1. And we had a little bit of an unfortunate performance from Rizzo Rigmarole, but a lot of yellow cards went out, and you got to play so much more carefully when you have yellow cards. But when you get outshot 27-6, you take it's odd to say you take a 1-0 loss, because obviously you don't want to take a loss, but when you get outshot 27-6, and your keeper only lets 1 goal in on 27 shots, that's a good day for your keeper. But that's going to do it for this first game. So we're going to get into our second game of the day. That is going to be Seoul versus Paris. Seoul presently only has 1 point on the season, a -2 goal differential. And Paris has 6 points with 2 wins in their first 2 games and a +2 goal differential. So they're winning the games, but they're not exactly blowing out other teams. Only a +2 goal differential and 2 wins. But it doesn't matter how many goals you score if you win every game, as long as you're winning, right? But this is actually a very interesting game because we do have the second game of the Cup group stages coming up as well, where these two teams will be meeting there too. But for now, let's focus on this game. Here we go. So we have Seoul in the green, AS Paris in the white. Paris will be starting us off. Here's Newport over to Horvat. And it's going to be intercepted by Mann, but doesn't have quite the pace to keep up with his interception, and it goes right back to Paris. Here's Cortez to Paul. So, Kong to Mertz to Tenderloin. Back to Kong. Kong going deep, looking for Aloisi, who gets the header, but it's recovered by Newport. Barflick going to get it out to Sparkle to Washburn. They're playing a dangerous game with Aloisi right there. We're getting Oak to Alistair to Papadopoulos. Alistair taking it up the sideline. Kind of jukes Ryan a little bit. They get it back to Alistair. Going to be blocked by Ryan. Alistair tries again. Blocked by Ryan again. It's going to be cleared out. Here's Cortez to Brisky. Newport. Brisky. Forward to Cortez again. Looking for a very interesting cross to Papadopoulos, but nothing doing. So here we go. 12th minute. Here's Mann going in the Paul. Paul takes it back to Speed to Tenderloin. Up to Mueller. Going forward to Okocha. Okocha's got the free shot. It's off the post. Keeper dives for it. Misses. And it goes off the post. Here's a free kick from Aloisi. Tries to get around the wall. And that's off the post. Oh my goodness. Oh no, it was deflected. It was deflected by Bartlett. Here's Mann with the corner. Just kicks it into the wall of White Kits. Here's Paul, though. That's going to be saved by Bartlett. Lots of action here already. Paris coming out in what looks like a 4-3-2-1. You will note that when I'm on cast with other people, I say I am not the formation guy. I identify formations as 11, but I'm going to try my best here. That's a shot, but it's saved by Kong. And we'll have a corner kick for Brisky. 23rd minute, over the middle, headed away by Mertz. And that's going to roll harmlessly out of bounds. So here's Brisky with the throw-in. Still going into the 24th minute now. Brisky takes it all the way back to the corner. Mann can't quite get it out of bounds. Here's Pelletier going forward to Horvat. Oh, Horvat fires! And it's going to be a goal kick. Seoul coming out in, I'm going to call this a 5-2-1-3. And I'm going to be wrong. But it's a 5-2-1-3. That's what I'm calling it. Time is starting to fly by here in this first half. We're in the 42nd, 43rd minute, 45th minute, 1 minute of stoppage time, and we're at halftime. We're at halftime, everybody. So, a 0-0 draw here presently at halftime. Paris up 8 shots to 4. They both have 2 shots on target. XG is close, 0.59 to 0.28. Possession, Paris is winning that war, 58 to 42. And they have been getting a lot of set-piece opportunities. 7 corner kicks in that first half, but just have not been able to convert any of them. A yellow card apiece for each team. Horvat picking up a yellow card in the 14th minute. And we'll see if any substitutions will be made. If you're Seoul right now with how good Paris has been playing and winning these games, their first 2 games, you're very happy, I assume, to be in a draw right now. Obviously, you want to, be winning, but you're okay with drawing right now. Any point is good. Lachlan Martin coming in for Darren Speed for Seoul. And here's Paul going forward. It's going to be recovered by Sparkle off the chest over to Newport. And we are off and running. So, Brisky. Ooh, there was a yellow card handed out. I didn't quite see to who. Here's Alistair in the box. Finds Brisky on the other side of the box being trailed by Mann. Brisky going for the... No. Oh, Cortez! No. It's going to be blocked, and that'll be a corner kick. Here's Brisky to take the corner kick. Over the middle into the wall of people, and that's going to be headed away and out of play harmlessly for a throw-in for Brisky here, 54th minute. Cortez gets it up to Brisky. Brisky trying to get past man, blocked by man. That's going to be a corner kick. And we're just going to have a boatload of set pieces here for Paris. Eventually, you figure they got to convert on one of them. Mertz heads it clear. We get over to Alistair, to Brisky. Saved by Kong. With deflected. Blocked by Ryan to keep it out of the goal. Alistair looking for Oak, and that's going to go out of bounds. And that's a goal kick to Seoul. Man picking up that yellow card earlier. And here we go, time starting the flyby again. Still a 0-0 draw here as we enter the 69th minute. It's going to be cleared away by Cortez. Tenderloin going to recover it. Bringing it forward to Martin. Martin to Man. Man forward to Okocha. To Paul. To Martin. To Mueller. To Aloisi. To Paul. Going for Mueller. Mueller, open shot. No. Saved by Barfoot. Here we go. Recovered by Paul. Paul forward to Okocha. Finds Mueller. Mueller, no. Only the keeper to beat. And he shoots it wide. To the left. And here's a free kick from Mueller. Just kind of yeets that into row D. Time moving forward again. 76th minute. Here's Sparkle. Sparkle with the throw into Alistair. They get it over to Oak. Back to Sparkle. Back to Oak. Try and just get any sort of forward progress. Washburn holding on to the ball. There's not really any pressure being put. Here comes Aloisi to put pressure on now. Horvat goes forward, taking opportunity of Aloisi coming too far in. Sparkle to Washburn to Horvat, who goes across to Pelletier. Forward for Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos fires. And that is to the right of the goal. Out of bounds. Off target. 85th minute. We're getting very close to the end here. Here's Brisky. 88th minute. Important corner here from Brisky. Headed away by Ryan. Over to Okocha, who gets it forward to Man. To Paul. Paul to Mueller. Mueller does a little fancy spin move. Gets it over to Ryan. Ryan starts taking it up the sideline. Still, time is starting to run short in this game. Ryan goes across for Okocha. Can't find him. It ends up being recovered by Martin. Martin, who has Pelletier in front of him, gets it all the way over to Ryan, who has Sparkle to beat. Sparkle playing very tight, very close. Picks the pocket. Gets it forward to Oak. Oak going forward, but overshoots Papadopoulos, Recovered by Mertz. Getting over to Ryan. 89th minute. Here's Okocha. Okocha looking for that goal, and it's off the post. It's off the post. I don't believe it. That is the third time, I believe, that Seoul has hit the post this game. Only 1 minute of stoppage time. Here's Brisky. Headed away by Mertz. Here's Okocha. Okocha to Martin, and that's it. That's the final whistle. Oh my goodness. A 0-0 draw after all that. My God, what a game. They were so... and it's mixed feelings if you're Seoul, because you had 1 point, and Paris had 6 points. So when you come into that, and you look at this game, and you should be happy to get a point, but there were so many close opportunities for you to convert. I believe 3 separate shots that hit the woodwork that could have just, if they hit even an inch to the left or right, go from out of bounds to in the goal. And that's tough. That is a tough pill to swallow if you're Seoul. Paris, Barfoot played a heck of a game. Your defense showed up. Brisky, Newport, Sparkle all had good game scores. I don't know what more I can say about that game. That is, we're going to get ready to go on to our third game of the day. It's going to be Buenos Aires versus Romana. Buenos Aires currently sitting at 4 points with a plus two goal differential. And Romana currently sitting at 3 points with a plus 1 goal differential. So this is probably our most evenly matched game of the day. So we have Buenos Aires coming out in the red, Romana coming out in the white. And here we go. We're off to a quick start. Here's Governo. Oh my goodness, Antonio Governo with goal in 10 seconds. My goodness, I looked away for 3 seconds at the start of the game, and there's a goal. The highlight for the goal starts at the starting kickoff. Smart just gets his pocket picked by Governo, and that's, oh my goodness. What a goal. That'll put Governo right in the middle of the golden boot race. Here's Knight with the throw in the tally over to Gorkov, back over to Knight. Knight intercepted by De Silva, gets it over to Johnson. And here's Hill, who will clear it out. Diane over to Of Katarina, who is our leader in interceptions with 16 coming into this game in Division 2. We get over to Vandersloot. Vandersloot taking it all the way to the back line, goes for the cross. It's going to be taken by Hill. So, here we go. Smart will get the ball clear, but it's going to be picked up by Mike Checker, who gets it over to Of Katarina. Calavera going back to Of Katarina, over to Checker. Checker over to Calavera, being pursued very tightly by King. Over to Governo. Governo fires again, and that's going to be saved by Hill, recovered by Stojakovic. And here's Knight with the throw into Deanne. To Knight. To Deanne. Back to Guevara. Forward, just going to be headed away by Smart. Gets it to Of Katarina, up to Gorkov. Gorkov finds Tali, and that's going to be saved by Hill. We're only 6 minutes into this game, ladies and gentlemen. So, here we go. Of Katarina. Of Katarina and Mike Checker. They're going to play back and forth. No pressure really being put on by Romana. Over to Oakdown. Dion Guevara. Back to Oakdown, who's going to clear it all the way out. It's going to be Vandersloot in front of everybody. Fires! And it's tipped over by Hill. And we're going to have ourselves a goal kick. Here's Gorkov. Headed away. Alright. Only 19 minutes into the game. Vandersloot. Calavera. Forward to Tally. Tally, only the keeper to beat. Fires! Saved by Hill. That's tipped wide. That's going to be another corner kick for Buenos Aires. Here is Gorkov. Gorkov takes the corner. Looked for the far post for Governo, but it's going to be headed away. Here's Knight to Tile to Gorkov. Looking for Vandersloot. Vandersloot outpaces his man. Finds him. Dion to Mike Checker to Calavera to Tully to Gorkov. To Knight trying to find a open spot. Just kind of lazily kicks it towards the goal. Hill will recover it. Here's Knight on the throw-in. Dion back to Oakdown to Of Katarina. Of Katarina forward to Calavera, forward to Governo. Governo fires, chips the keeper off the top post into the goal. My goodness, like how that is such a ridiculous shot to try to defend if you are Hill. Governo just kind of lobs it up and it bounces off the crossbar and into the goal, and that is a wild second goal from Antonio Governo. Here is Knight with the throw in the Gorkov to Dion. Back to Tali to Gorkov. Blocked by Hill. And we're going to have ourselves another goal kick. So here's Gorkov. It's going to be headed away by Stojakovic to Calavera. Calavera tonight. Of Katarina to Dion, going forward over to Edwin Vandersloth, who's trying to do Edwin Vandersloth things. Gets it back to Mike Checker. Over to... Ooh, that was blocked. Almost a goal for Governo. Here's Gorkov. Takes the corner over the middle. And headed away by Schweinsteiger. Mike Checker to Edwin Vandersloth. Back to Checker over the Calavera. To Vandersloth. Vandersloth goes back to Knight. And that's going to be a corner kick. So here we go. Gorkov taking yet another corner for Buenos Aires. Going to be headed away. And that'll be a goal kick. 7 corners for Buenos Aires here in this first half. Hill. Out to Stojakovic, to Smart, to Sherwood, to King, trying to make forward progress. Have not spent a lot of time in Buenos Aires' third of the field. Of Katarina to Dion, just playing back and forth. Here's Calavera to Tali over the Governo. Governo, one person to beat. Now fires, looking for the hat trick, but can't quite find it. Here's another corner kick from Buenos Aires for Gorkov. Gorkov looking near post. Tipped over by Hill. So we have another corner kick from Gorkov. Gorkov getting his salary worth today. Looking for the near post again. It's going to be headed away by Sherwood. Gets it over to Guevara. Guevara going to go all the way back to Oakdown, who is way out of the goal. Here's Hill with the goal kick. We have Stojakovic over to Sherwood to Smart. We're in the 44th minute now. Here's King going back to Smart. And we're going to play a little bit of back and forth. Vandersloth trying to apply some pressure. Governo trying to apply pressure. They go all the way back to Hill. Hill clears it out to Stojakovic. Stojakovic intercepted by Mike Checker. Here's Dion to Calavera. To Tali. To Governo. To Gorkov. Gorkov fires. Saved by Hill. So here's Gorkov to take the corner, headed by Vandersloth. Hill with the save. One minute left in this first half. Here's Hill going out deep, intercepted by Of Katarina over to Dion. Dion forward to Calavera, to Tali, to Gorkov. Looking for Governo. Governo with the fire and the shot, and that's it. That's his 4th goal of the season. That's a hat trick, a first half hat trick for Antonio Governo, and that puts him solidly at the front of the Golden Boot race with his 4th goal on the season. What a setup by Gorkov. Hill gets his hands on it, but can't stop it. And Governo has himself a hat trick. Oh, we have a tight offside. Ooh, that is tight. Very, very close, but they're going to call it a goal. And we're going to go with a half. Oh, boy. Okay. So it's 3-0 Buenos Aires. So if you're Romana, you have not gotten a shot yet. The good news is that your keeper is trying. Hill is trying to play out of his mind. There's been 18 shots against him, 15 shots on target. And Hill has saved 12 of them. The problem is that your offense hasn't quite been there yet. So if you're Romana, how do you come back into this game? Well, it's the same way that I always say it's the baby steps program. You're not going to overcome a 3-0 deficit in 2 seconds. You got to get started, one step at a time. Let's get some time in the Buenos Aires side of the field. In their third of the field, let's get a shot, then let's get an on-target shot, then let's get a goal, and we go from there. But we gotta get up there first. Here's De Silva. De Silva back to Schweinsteiger. Over to King. To Prince, to Levert. Levert! Jeffrey Levert! What a goal! His third of the season. My goodness, and we are... There we go. That's what you need to do if you're Romana. You need to come out of the locker room after the half. 30 seconds into the half, Jeffrey Levert says, "We're not dead yet. We're not lying down." His third goal of the season, which puts him one behind Antonio Governo in the Golden Boot race. So here's Dion going back to Guevara. Guevara going forward to Tali, to Governo. Governo going forward for Tali again. Saved by Hill. And we're going to have ourselves a corner kick from Gorkov. Gorkov headed away. But Dion with the recovery wide. That's going to be a goal kick to Romana. Stojakovic. To Sherwood. Forward to Schweinsteiger. I don't know how you... I want to learn how to pronounce that name because I love names like that, and it's just... They're fun to say. Here's Knight back to Oakdown. Of Katarina to Calavada. Forward to Vandersloot. Forward to Governo. Governo looking for his fourth goal of the day. Gets it to Gorkov. Gorkov fires. Saved by Hill. Going to roll out of bounds, and we're going to have a corner kick. Here in the 50th minute, here's Gorkov to take the corner. Looking near post for Edwin Vandersloot, but he put too much on it. That's going to be a goal kick because this goes wide. Here's Hill to take it out to Stojakovic. Stojakovic up to Schweinsteiger. Over to Smart, overshoots his man. And we're going to get it to Calavera, to Tali, to Dion, to Gorkov. To Knight. Knight to Tali. To Dion, to Calavera, to Tali, to Vandersloot. Into row B. That's going to be a corner. Here's Gorkov to take the corner. It's going to be headed away, but recovered by Guevara. Dion to Guevara. Intercepted by Prince, but challenged by Calavera, but still kept on by Romana. We have a moment to breathe here. Romana looks like they're playing a 4-1-4-1. I didn't quite catch what Buenos Aires is playing. I feel like we have not had much time to look at that. Over the course, here's Gorkov threatening again. Stojakovic. He was looking for Governo, but Stojakovic with the block. But now here's Governo again. Antonio Governo. His fourth goal of the game. Oh, wait, no. No, it's disallowed. It's offside. We had our Zenlos moment. Our Zenlos cast moment. Only there's not Val here to correct me. Oh, goodness. All right. So here we go. Checker. To Dion. To Knight. Back to Dion. Over to Knight. To Tali. To Knight. To Governo. Buenos Aires playing again. Very aggressive, suffocating offense. Nunez just wants to clear it out. He gets it to Levert. Levert taking it up the sideline. Trying to beat Of Katarina. Can't quite beat them. Goes all the way back across the field for De Silva. De Silva goes forward for Levert. Levert has an open shot. Saved by Oakdown. And Levert's offside. So here's Johnson. Stojakovic. Goes all the way back to Hill. Hill clears it out. But it's going to be headed away by Of Katarina. Recovered by Vandersloot. Vandersloot going forward. Saved by Hill. Hill rolls it out to Stojakovic, who tries to clear it out, but it's going to be recovered by Knight. Over to Gorkov, over to Tali, over to Knight, back over to Dion. Dion goes all the way back to Oakdown, forward to Of Katarina, to Checker, to Vandersloot, to Checker again, to Of Katarina, to Calavada. And here's Tali. Tali chips the keeper, Amo Tali, with his first goal of the game. And that's 4-1 Buenos Aires. What a beautiful chip. A good ball to pass in and then just right over Cody Hill. Give Tali some salsa to go with that chip. And oh my goodness. What a wild and crazy game this has been. Here's Gorkov taking a free kick, and that's Lauren Gorkov with the goal off the free kick. And it's now 5-1 Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires starting to run up the score a bit here. But when one of your main tiebreakers is goal differential, you have to keep your foot on the gas. You have to keep going. 77th minute now. Nunez going forward to King, to Prince, to Levert. Challenged away by Of Katarina, to Gaverno, to Vandersloot, going forward to Tali. Tali surrounded and just kind of yeets the ball into row E of the crowd. Here's Knight to Guevara. Back over to Knight. 79th minute. Here's Tali going forward. Headed away by Johnson to Sherwood. Sherwood takes it back to Stojakovic. To Smart. Forward to Sherwood again. Sherwood goes back to Johnson. We're going to play some triangle strategy. Gaverno applying the pressure. Gorkov applying the pressure. They can't play triangle strategy for that long. Here's Checker. Makes the interception. Gets it to Of Katarina. They get over the Vandersloot. Goes back to Checker looking for Vandersloot ahead. Nunez doing a very good job marking Vandersloot, keeping him honest. They get back to Oak down over to Guevara. Guevara goes forward to Knight. Knight goes to Gorkov. Forward to Gaverno. Gaverno looking for Vandersloot. Vandersloot looking for that net, but can't find it. Gets it back to Calavera, and that's Manny Calavera. Manny Calavera. Another goal for Buenos Aires. And it is now 6-1. What a pass by Vandersloot for the conversion to Calavera. Now we go into the 81st minute. Here's a free kick from Nunez. Romana looking to salvage anything from this game. Stojakovic going forward to Schweinsteiger. Over to Smart. Back over to Stojakovic. Stojakovic going back to Smart to Levert. Levert looking for King. Finds King. King fires. Saved by Oakdown. It's going to be kept in bounds by De Silva, but intercepted by Gorkov, and now we have a corner kick from Prince, headed away by Of Katarina, recovered by Stojakovic. Up to Nunez, up to Stojakovic. Stojakovic going back to Smart to Sherwood. Sherwood to Schweinsteiger. No, to De Silva. De Silva overruns the ball a little bit. Goes back to Sherwood to King. King just fires it, saved by Oakdown, tipped over. And that'll be a corner kick. Here's Prince to take the corner. Tried to get to Levert. It's going to be recovered by Schweinsteiger. Over to Sherwood. Sherwood, challenged by Calavera, stays on his feet. No foul called. Here's Prince going back to Nunez to Sherwood. 83rd minute here. Prince going forward to King. To Sherwood. Sherwood goes forward to Levert, looks for De Silva, looks for Levert, but Oakdown will just throw himself on the ball. Buenos Aires looks like they're in a 5-2-3, by the way. I know that's helpful information 90 minutes into the game, but here we go, 2 minutes stoppage time. Here's Levert. Prince going back to Smart, back forward to Prince. Mike Checker putting on the pressure, gets to Schweinsteiger. Levert, only the keeper to beat. Fires, saved by Oakdown. Fingertips saved by Oakdown to keep the score where it's at. Going into the final minute of the game, here's Prince. It's going to be headed away by Calavera, who wins the heading battle. Levert going through the middle. Goes back to Sherwood. Forward to De Silva. De Silva to Sherwood. And that's going to be pocket picked by Dian. Forward to Gorkov, who's looking for Gaverno up at the front. And that's just going to roll out of bounds. And that'll be a goal kick. So here's Hill to take the goal kick. Seconds left in this game, potentially. Here's Stojakovic. Forward to Sherwood. Back to Johnson over to Stojakovic. Back to Johnson. Schweinsteiger, Sherwood. And that'll be the full-time whistle. Buenos Aires play a dominant game over Romana. Governo with the hat trick, the 10.0 performance. Calavera an 8.9. Gorkov an 8.5. Buenos Aires 30 shots to 5, 22 on target to 4. It is just... And don't get me wrong, on Romana's side, Hill played his butt off, but after so many shots, like, you can only keep saving for so long before the entire wagon just falls apart. And unfortunately, in the back half of that second half, the wagon just fell apart. An 8.1 performance in a 6-1 loss is one of the most astounding things I've ever seen. That is wild. But with that, that's going to wrap up that game. I'm going to put Buenos Aires up to 7 points, and that goal differential will put them up to +7, which will put them in first place at the top of the table. Romana will fall to -4. Goal differential keep 3 points. And we're coming on to our final game of the day, Laos versus Montreal. Laos currently sitting on 1 point with -2 goal differential. They're going to need to get a point here if they want to keep pace with Seoul and Accra. Montreal currently sitting on 3 points with an even goal differential. So we're going to get started off here. Laos in the red, of course, because they are the Red Stars. Montreal in the black. Laos running a 4-4-2. Montreal running... I didn't quite catch what Montreal was running, but here we go. We have Casual going forward for... sails it wide. Montreal looks like they're running a 5-2-3. We're going a 5-2-3. So, here we go. We have Valorian going forward to Manone. Manone. It's going to be headed away by Mind and then cleared out for a goal kick. Alrighty. We are off and running. So here's Peterson with the throw in, 18th minute. Here is Prakash to Manone. Back to Prakash to Valorian across on the other side of the field. Barely keeps it in bounds. Looking for Manone, and it's going to go out of bounds. Sails wide to the goal. So here's Selly taking the ball out. It's going to be taken away by Matthew. Over to Valorian to Wartooth. Wartooth takes it up the side. Looks for Casual across the middle. Can't quite get him. It's going to be headed away by Rivers. Back to Swagger. Up to free kick. And here we go. It's going to roll all the way back to Duke. It's going to take it up to Fantabens. Up to Peterson. Peterson going to take it up the side. Trying to beat free kick. 2 people there. Swagger and free kick there. Manone shoots it through the sea of red, but goes out of bounds off target. Here's Funyuns taking the corner kick. Funyuns, the official snack of the SSL. Hashtag not sponsored. So, Funyuns taking another free kick. It's going to be headed by Fantabens, but over the net. That'll be a goal kick. Here's Selly. Selly with the goal kick clears it out. It's going to be headed by Pumpernickel, but recovered by Montreal. Valorian taking it to the sideline. Going back to Wartooth. Wartooth. Forward to Funyuns. Over to Valorian. Forward to Manone, who makes a good shot, but it's saved by Selly. Valorian with the throw-in. Here we go. Valorian. Back to Peterson. Peterson all the way to the back line. It's going to be headed away by Laudrup, but recovered by Funyuns over the middle. It's going to be headed out again by Mind. Here we go. Chicken taking it up the middle of the field. A little bit slow on the pace there, it seemed like, but we get to Williams, to Matthew, to Prakash, to Funyuns, to Valorian, who's going deep for Manone. Manone being trailed by O Pumpernickel, but kicks it back to Peterson going forward. Looked like it was going for casual, but the ball takes a wicked curve over the Valorian. And then Valorian fires, and it's going to be saved. Here's Williams to Valorian, going forward to Manone. Manone being trailed by free kick, gets it back to Peterson. Peterson takes it all the way back to the corner, goes forward, goes back to Prakash, who goes back to Funyuns. Funyuns goes back to Wartooth, over the middle of Manone. No, ooh, Manone. Manone kicks that wide. I feel like if he takes that pass and doesn't try to immediately one-time it, and actually takes a touch on it, he probably converts that goal. I think the one time it was a little too aggressive. Here's Selly kicking out the free kick, with Casual standing right in the middle of those three. That is a worrying thing to do, but they try to go out deep. It's going to be recovered by Montreal. Here's Casual over the Funyuns to Valorian, to Wartooth. Wartooth going to Funyuns. Ooh, it's going to be blocked. That'll be a corner kick to be taken by Funyuns. Funyuns is going to be headed away by Megamind. Recovered by Valorian. Valorian over to Williams. Forward to Manone. Manone blocked by free kick. Recovered by Old Pumpernickel. Old Pumpernickel takes it. It's going to have his pocket picked by Peterson. Forward to Casual. Casual can't quite get a good shot. Peterson kicks it off someone's face. And that's going to be a corner kick. Funyuns headed over the bar. That'll be a goal kick. Here's Sally. Looking for Chicken. Recovered by Rivers. Up to Johnson. Up to Chicken. Up to Johnson again. Here's Swagger. Swagger gets past the mark, but can't get a good shot off. Rivers. Rivers going all the way to the back. Looks for Swagger. Saved by Duke. That's Laos's... That's one thing Laos needs to do. Like I said, you need to just go to the baby steps program. Get their first shot on the board. They do so. So here's Peterson going all the way to the back. Looking for Valorian. It's going to be blocked by Nelly Selly. And that'll be a throw-in. We go. We have another corner from Funyuns. Here in the 41st minute, it's going to be off the crossbar, blocked by free kick. They get it forward to Funyuns. Funyuns taking it on the edge of the box, right outside the box, kicks it off of Mind's face. And that'll be a corner. And that'll be how we go into halftime. A 0-0 draw. Montreal has been the far more aggressive team. 20 shots to 3, 5 on target to 1. A lot of off-target shots, which is regrettable. They've had 10 corners, 5 free kicks. They've had a lot of opportunities and just haven't really gotten that conversion that they needed. So going to be coming down to see if we have any subs here at the half or if we're just going to keep on trucking for the second half of this game. Alrighty. So let's see if we have any subs coming in. Will there be a substitution? teams are taking their time at the half. Here we go. Lucas Tilo and Clovis Payet coming in for breakfast sandwich, and Tony Swagger. And Dominic Wilk coming in for Xavier Valorian. Lucas Tio, fun note, the Red Star who leads the league in red cards. The only person to draw a red card in Division 2 this season so far. Hoping to avoid that fate today. So we start off the second half. And we have a yellow card picked up by Funyuns. So that's 3 yellows currently sitting on the side of Montreal United, which could have an effect on this game. Here's Funyuns taking the corner, headed away by Mind, but recovered by Wilk, fresh off that bench, looking to make an impact now that they're in the game. Goes all the way back to the corner, looks for the cross. It's going to be headed away by Payet, who is also fresh into the game. Chicken heads back to Selly. Nelly Selly just kind of takes the ball, takes a second to regroup, goes out deep for Tio, but can't quite find it. Going to be recovered by Montreal. Here's Funyuns going out to Wartooth, to Wilk, going for the cross. Tio, make sure to interject themselves to keep it from being an open shot. Still a 0-0 game here. And this second half is starting to fly by. Tom Peterson picks up a yellow. Here's Tio. Going back to free kick to Johnson. Back to... We're going to go forward to Laudrup. Back to Mind to Laudrup to Johnson to Rivers. Back to Johnson. Laudrup, Rivers. Johnson playing triangle strategy here. But Montreal isn't really making the press they need to do, but Laos goes for it and it gets intercepted, but they intercept it right back. Here's Chicken. Chicken trying to get themselves situated, gets it forward to Payet. Payet fires, and it's to the right of the goal. That's a goal kick. Here's Williams going deep from an own, being trailed, marked by free kick, but Wilk open, fires. Not that hard of a shot, though. Nelly Selly makes the save. And now we're almost at the end of this game. Only 1 minute of stoppage time. We are in potentially the final minute of this game. Here's Parker going back to Laudrup, back to Mind, over to Berry. Berry going forward to Johnson, to Rivers. Rivers back to free kick. Here's Johnson, Payet, Rivers, Johnson. We're just kind of going back and forth. Here we go. Berry to free kick. Tio forward to Payet. Back to Rivers. Back to Johnson. And that's it. That's full time. So, the Laos Red Star and Montreal United play to a 0-0 draw here. So that'll put Montreal up to 4 points. And I'll put Laos up to 2 points. So Laos holds serve with Seoul here. So looking at the players of this game, we have Nelly Selly put up a 7.8 performance. Chad Johnson was putting up 7.1. Laudrup puts up, Rivers puts up a 7.2. On the Montreal side, we had the player of the match in Bismo Funyuns, who put up an 8.0. And those are some very, very good match numbers for Montreal. Like you said, very aggressive. Took a lot of shots, 30 shots to 4. But ultimately, it doesn't matter how many shots you take if none of them go in the goal. You know, there's 1.93 expected goals. And unfortunately, for Montreal, they don't get any of them. And that's just the way that the cookie crumbles sometimes. So let's take a look at the table right now. Buenos Aires currently sitting at the top of the table, thanks to their goal differential. AS Paris sitting in second. And then Reykjavik and Montreal right behind them. Romana in fifth. And then Accra, Red Star, and Seoul all sitting at the bottom with 2 points each, separated by goal differential. So that is going to do it for today's match day here in Division 2. I hope you had as good of a time as I did. It's been fantastic to be back on the cast. Even if this is a solo cast, I hope I made this entertaining enough for you. And I will see you guys for the next time that we play. And I hope you all have a fantastic night. And until then, I've been Brian. Good night.